So today we're joined by Neil Williams. Neil is project manager of the Life Extension project. Neil, it's a hell of a big project. Tell me what sort of things are involved in planning something of this scale.
Well, we started probably about last September, October, when we engaged a number of companies in doing studies in terms of how to go about doing the construction. We had a lot of help from procurement and legal to get us through the contract placement. A lot of discussions with our European colleagues as to the scope of the project before we led to an initial approval and a placement of a design order in February. Once we get into the construction phase, which we're in now, we start the detailed planning of the outage and the pre-outage requirements.
What sort of level of detail does that plan go into?
So we tend to go into hour by hour during the outage. It's a 24/7 operation throughout the shutdown. Currently, I think we're up to about over 4,000 lines of activities in the schedule. And as we get into more detail, you find you add more detail into it.
What's it like? What are the challenges operating on a live working site?
It's difficult, particularly with the furnace area, because there's elements of the furnace that we can't get up due to the sort of operating conditions. We take advantage of any stops that we can. We've got good liaison with the plant teams who make every effort to fit us in around any off-wind situations. Generally, this compound, we're slightly away from the operations, so we can finish the assembly of the downcomer with no issue. And we've got storage areas going back in the stripper area for refractories for the outage.
What are the major risks, do you think, to that project plan in terms of the timeline?
When you take a furnace out, it's a big challenge to drain as much iron as possible, the salamander, before we start. So there's a lot of effort and detail going into that planning. We're not sure until we get into the furnace what the condition is inside there in terms of any loose debris. So it's a major challenge to go in and make it safe. We will get delays, and also we will get issues with weather affecting construction.
So we've got, as I said, we've got a few weeks to go until the furnace is tapped and the project starts live. What are the major activities between now and then that need to be completed?
Our first major milestone is the planning and the readiness review. We then intend to take an outage on the furnace and disconnect the east cast house. That allows 4 weeks of preparation for the salamander tap and preparing to access into the east tap hole. We've also got a key refractory inspection for the first week of August, and to make sure that all equipment is delivered to site by the 13th of September. At the moment, there's no issues with equipment deliveries, and we're well into the construction planning. It's just trying to finalise all the details.
So you can see there's an unbelievable amount of work involved in a project of this nature. A huge amount of detail being planned in the run-up to the outage, and we'll be following it very closely over the coming weeks. Neil, thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks, Tim.
So don't forget, if you want to keep up to date with what's going on with the Blast Furnace 5 Life Extension, follow the group on Yammer, keep up to date on Twitter, and keep looking out for more videos and newspaper articles about the project. Follow us on Yammer! Woo!